Welcome to Go Stargazing Live, and I'm wearing space pants with thanks to my friend who gave me them this weekend. So I'm going to play the countdown. We're going to play our cosmic countdown while you tell all your friends and family about us, while other people join the stream. Get the kids round. This show is made in HD for the big screen. Actually, these pants are way too tight, but I suffer for my craft. So we're going to play the countdown video. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Hey. What's happened to me buttons? The layout of my software's just changed. Right, let's have a look. My countdown video appears to have completely disappeared. Where's all me collaterals disappeared? Oh dear. Right, okay, normally it's there under that button. And I don't have it. I don't even have my theme tune. Where's it gone? I've just been fiddling with it a moment ago. Anyway, we've got some comments. Let's have a look. Hi, so welcome to our live stream. Please let us know in the comments where you are watching from. Follow our Facebook page for cool things to look out for in the night sky. So please let us know. Basically, we've got an interactive chat room, and it'd be really great if you've never participated in anything like this before. Just drop a line into the comments and they'll pop up on the screen and we can have dialogue. We have got a chat room full of learned astronomers waiting. They're on standby to take your requests and questions. So I'm just going to have a meddle around here. Brand settings. Oh, there it is. It's disappeared in a different tab. They changed the layout and don't tell you these things. So countdown first. Here it comes. Nothing like the combination of two tight space pants, the layout on your software changing, and winning £100,000 on a scratch card to jangle your nerves at the beginning of a show. I've just scratched this. It's been attached to a birthday present that my very good friend, a magician, gave me, and I scratched it, and I've got £100,000 on it. So I had a look at the back and how to claim it, and blah, 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 small print, microscopic print. Gosh, I can hardly read that actually. But anyway, it says videos of the prank are even better. It's a fake scratch card. Magic Baz, I'm going to get you back for that. Honestly, I had about 3 minutes of my life where it just changed entirely. And I moved into a house and got a car and all those lovely things. And it's a fake scratch card. So welcome to Go Stargazing Live, Winter Skies and Space Careers Special. I am Vicky Video with my co-host, Cosmo the Sloth. We are different from other space shows because what other space show has got a mute sloth as a co-presenter and a jazzy hat sponsored by First Light Optics? None in the universe, I bet. Tonight, we have got a lightspeed lineup of cosmic wonder. We've got David Wilkinson from the National Space Academy on careers in space and amazing free courses for schools. We've got Sam Robinson and Lydia Fisher joining us from Tomintoul and Glenlivet Cairngorms Dark Sky Park. We should have had Sunshine Sonia Turkington with us tonight, but she's gone on holiday for some winter sun. No, I don't mean Tenerife. She's actually gone to the sun. Cosmo, the telescope sloth, will be lurking too. Where's he been this time? Perhaps he's been partying in a lunar crater with his Clanger buddies. We've got Captain Neil, the big boss here at Go Stargazing, on cool stuff to see in the sky. So, as I said before, the show is made for families to watch on the big telly using our snazzy, if somewhat mysterious, HD streaming software. So, fire us up on your 2,489,200,000 nanometer screen, which is 98 inches in old money. So please gather the kids and enjoy this starry-eyed space fest. We have one aim: to get you and the kids outside looking up at the sky. We call it Sky Joy. The very act, I'm not going to do it now because my hat will fall off, of tilting your head back to gaze at the night sky can evoke a profound sense of wonder and calm. This posture opens the visual field, enhancing the perception of vastness and beauty, which can lead to feelings of awe and tranquility. Research indicates that such experiences can reduce stress and promote well-being. It's also very good to tip your head back to counterpose from all of the looking down at your screen. The winter season is really picking up. We've got so many brilliant events to get the kids out to. Going out to just one star party and seeing Saturn is what set me on my cosmic trajectory of employment. So you can check out the Go Stargazing website and our free app to browse all of the events, but more about those later. And please like and subscribe to Go Stargazing. So, thank you. We've got some comments. We're going to come to those in a moment. But in the meanwhile, it's our theme tune.
It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. Find the best and darkest places to go stargazing. Cool events and cosmic fun. We'll make the sky amazing. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive.
With your host, Vicky Video. And maybe, just maybe, a bit of Cosmo.
It's Cosmo, the telescope sloth. Right, I'm calming down a little bit now. We have got this interactive chat room. As I say, please say hello and where are you watching from? Let's see who's popping up on the stream. Samantha, one of our regulars, great to hear from you. I'm doing all right. My heart is coming out of my mouth now a little bit after thinking I just won 100 grand. Rotten trick to play on me there. We have got Jed Mack. Hello, Jed. Hi, Vicky. I've missed you. I've missed you too, Jed. Alex G. Nice to hear from you. Hi, Vicky. Hello, everybody. Please start commenting in the chat room. Tell you what you can do. Let's do a little bit of mingling. Tell me what planet in the solar system you would most like to visit and what would you do there? I think probably one of the most popular answers would to be go and chill out on the rings of Saturn. How cool would that be? That's my first choice, but where would I go next? I'd like to go and see the beautiful blue planet of Neptune and hang out there for a bit and maybe go and experience some of its exceedingly high velocity wings. Hello, Eddie. Hi, Starship Trooper here from Wally Range. You know, Danielle, Eddie's one of my pals. Thank you for watching, Eddie. Danielle gave me these pants. Aren't they amazing? Coming soon to a dance floor near you. Thank you for joining us tonight, Eddie. We have got loads of astronomers in the chat room on standby to answer all your questions. So even if you're just getting into the world of stargazing, please ask away. We are here to equip you and the kids with the utmost basics. So please don't be shy. You can ask anything from what is the moon to how to tell the difference between a planet and a star and what is the true nature of dark matter. And can you have a few megatons of it for Christmas? Probably not. So let's have a look. Hi, David Wilkinson from the National Space Academy and also the National Space Centre in Leicester. David's going to be coming on shortly. Hi, Wendy, tuning in from Sale. Lovely to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining in the chat. Tell us what planet you would like to visit and what you do when you got there. So without further ado about nothing, what's that, Cosmo? Is it time for your first clue? And anyone would think he was a little telephone, a sloth telephone. Oh, Neptune. I love the clouds. Me too. It's Bob Jessamine, the man with stars for his face. Fantastic profile. I just love that little bit of starry-eyed artwork that you've got there. Bob, brilliant. Okay, so Cosmo's first clue. Every month he goes somewhere different. So what I'm going to do throughout the show is read out a series of clues and you've got to guess where he has been. Do not guess now. Otherwise you'll ruin the whole thing and Cosmo will be round with his mates at your door. You can expect a knock at midnight. Some of those sloths do get quite big. They'll bundle you into a spaceship and press the one-way button to Mercury, where you shall meet your fiery demise, but not before getting the best suntan of your life shortly beforehand. So here's Cosmo's first clue. It's a bit cryptic. Don't guess now, or as I say, Cosmo will be round with the lads. I see a little silhouette of a sloth. That's your only clue. More to come later. So I live in Manchester city centre and it's not great for stargazing. It's quite the opposite. I just look at mulchy orange mush every night. Our dark skies are disappearing truly at the speed of light. I can only just about see the full moon. It's that bright here. Think of the children. Think of the children who can't see and connect with the stars. Sky connection is critical. Humans have lived by the sky for hundreds of thousands of years, and now all many of us can see is a orange glow. It's rubbish. So we are now going over to our first guests, Sam and Lydia, up in the inky black Cairngorms. I hope they can see us because they have got some of the darkest skies in the British Isles. They are live from the Discovery Centre in Tomintoul. So let's get them on. Here they come. Hey.
Hello, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi. Yeah, you got your backdrop looking funky. Hello there. So, Sam, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Right, I'm Sam Robinson, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Tomintoul and Glenlivet Dark Sky Park. I'm also the secretary of the Cairngorms Astronomy Group, who manage the Dark Sky Park and do a lot of outreach to promote its aims and to publicise it.
Excellent. So you are really quite far north. Whereabouts are you, roughly?
We're situated up in the northeast corner of the Cairngorms National Park in the north of Scotland. The park is about 244 square kilometres in size, roughly, and it takes in Glenlivet and Tomintoul. The park has got gold tier accreditation because we've got some extremely dark skies and probably some of the darkest skies in the whole of the mainland United Kingdom.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit more about the area. I know you're on a tourism route, and also then tell us about your dark sky accreditation, which is just well done. Many more of these around the country, please.
On a clear night here, we can see the Milky Way very prominently. We've got bright stars scattered across the sky all the way down to the horizon. And it's what you would expect to see from a very dark sky. We also get the aurora quite often, and we've had some of the best shows of the aurora from the past few years have all happened in the last few weeks, if not months. So it's a great place to come to view the northern lights. And we got our gold accreditation because we can easily see the zodiacal light in the autumn, in the dawn, and in the springtime in the evening. Probably more popular in the springtime because everybody's up in the evening, but you can see it as a kind of yellow finger sticking up along the line of where the planets are, the ecliptic, the sun's path in the sky. And as I say, very, very prominent in the spring, just after sunset.
Oh, that sounds so lovely. So tell us about how you got your dark sky accreditation, because you've not really had it for that long now.
We've had it since 2018, November 2018. And to gain that accreditation, we had to get about 2/3 of the outdoor lights within the park dark sky friendly, which is basically not shedding any light up into the sky, and also being any new lights in the park have to be of a warm white colour, which is very good for wildlife. Blue lights and white lights are not very good for wildlife at all.
Yes, I'm intrigued to know, because you've been working really closely with some of the businesses. Well done to all the businesses who've helped with the accreditation. Tell us about some of because you've got something pretty cool up there with a couple of the distilleries.
Yes, indeed. We've got we have 4 distilleries in the Dark Sky Park. and 2 of them are well on the way. One of them is almost entirely dark sky compliant. The other one is very close to it. And we're hoping in the next couple of years that the other 2 will, they're already more than 50% compliant, but we hope to have them fully compliant within the next few years. We also do a lot of outreach and work with the Crown Estate Scotland, who are the major landowner here. So that allows us to get onto the tenanted farms here and help them adjust their lighting so that it's not shining up into the sky.
Now then, there is a great word which the first time I heard it, I was like, what the heck is a bortle? Could you please tell us what bortle is?
Right, well, John Bortle is quite a well-known American astronomer, and he came up with a scale from, I think it's 1 to 9, it's either 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, which goes from completely unlight polluted skies, such as you would get out in the middle of the desert or in the middle of the ocean. That's a class 1 sky. And then it goes right down to class 9, which is what you would expect to see in the middle of a major city, such as London or Paris. Here we are class 2. There's only a few places in the UK that are class 1, and that's mainly the northwest coast of Scotland, the far northwest coast, and also the Western Isles. But just about everywhere else in the UK is a class 2 at best.
So it's very inky black. I've spent a lot of time out on Anglesey and I thought that was dark, but there's no way is it Bortle 2 out there. Maybe right in the middle of the island it could be, but it's just surrounded by, I've just never been anywhere like that. Just tell me how dark it is. Explain it to me. I can't imagine.
Well, actually, John Bortle gives a good illustration in his scale. One in the scale where there's no light pollution. If you were in a field with trees around the edge, because you can always see the difference between the ground and the sky, and you can always see the horizon. But if you were in that field, you would have a hard time seeing the person that was standing next to you. And you would almost certainly bump into your telescope when you tried to adjust it.
Oh my word.
We are not quite as dark, but I have walked into people quite often during dark sky tours outside. It's a hazard of the job.
Right, okay, yeah, mind where you're going. One last little thing, Sam. You said to me that the possibly, was it the sky meters that you use up there have been indicating that the nights have been getting a little bit lighter in the past couple of months and years. Why is that?
Yes, we have to thank the glorious aurora for that.
Yeah.
We've got colleagues down south in Wales that actually were getting a bit alarmed that their light readings were going up, but they checked with universities and found out that yes, indeed, the atmosphere is getting a bit brighter during our solar maximum. But over the next few years, we'll be going to solar minimum. So hopefully the light will begin to diminish a bit more.
Okay, thank you so much. And tell us about the astronomical group. Give yourselves a big plug.
Well, we have a few dozen members in the local area. We have about 1,500 followers online. And what we do largely is manage the dark sky part. We produce an annual report for Dark Sky International in the States. That's our governing body. We take readings with a special sky quality meter, which is basically just a very, very sensitive light meter. We do that a number of times throughout the year at various allotted places, so that Dark Sky International can feed that into their worldwide light pollution study. We also do a lot of work with distilleries and businesses to encourage them to take up dark sky friendly lighting, and we've got quite far with quite a few of the businesses integrating tourism into their offerings, especially in the winter, which in an area like this, usually the majority of the tourism is in the summer, but in the winter it's often quite dead, and that is something that the dark sky part plays right into.
Excellent. Well, I hope.
And above all, we love to tell the story of the stars. Every time we take people out, we tell them all about the stars and what they mean and what they are. So
if you're swinging on by, what's the tourism route that you're on, sorry?
We are on both the snow roads, which comes up from Deeside, Royal Deeside near Aberdeen, and makes its way up north and comes over by the Lech Ski Centre and down into Tomintoul. And we're also associated with the North Coast 500, which goes around the north coast of Scotland. So the snow roads is a link up to that as well. So we do get a steady stream of tourists coming over the road.
So next time you're passing through, be sure to call in. So before we come over to you, Lydia, we're going to play a little video of one of your star parties so we can get a feel for what it's like up there. Here it comes.
It's great on Glenlivet Estate that we now have the dark sky park status, but with that comes the responsibility of managing it and trying to make the most and bring people in. The Star Party Festival runs in September over a course of a weekend, and what we're doing is really trying to get people here to see how amazing it is for themselves. We've got telescopes out, we've got kids activities, we've got films happening, we've got bat walks, we're looking for owl, we've got people giving talks, real experts in their field.
Yeah, we've done the rocket making using bicarbonate vinegar to launch little mini rockets and straw. It's been great.
I liked decorating it and making a disco shark.
I think getting kids into science, doing experiments, learning about the universe, really good weekend.
I've been here doing astrophotography talks, have virtual reality headsets. We have star maps and lots of other things to hand out for the kids.
Really important for people to see dark skies in this day and age because they're so difficult and rare to see because of light pollution.
They've worked hard on the dark sky projects. It brings people from all over to see the dark skies when there's no clouds. It's absolutely amazing up here. The sky's alive.
It's very important that we try to keep the skies dark for future generations.
Oh, I want to pack my bags and head up there right now. Hey, Lydia, will you put me up for the night?
Absolutely, anytime.
Hi. So, Lydia, you've got a fascinating job description and job title. What are you?
Yeah, so I'm Lydia, and I am the Heritage and Dark Skies Ranger for the Tomintoul and Glenlivet Development Trust.
Okay, so what does that entail?
Ooh, all sorts of things. Lots of events, lots of posts, a little bit of photography, some report writing, some sky quality monitoring, all sorts of things.
Excellent. Right. What's the favorite part of your job?
Oh, it has to be working with Sam over here.
Yeah. Excellent. Give her a pay rise. Brilliant. So you've got a pretty packed event calendar. What's coming up?
We've got a telescope session coming up on December 4th. And an introduction to the winter sky and constellations in Glenlivet coming up on December 5th.
Excellent. And are they well attended?
Yes, they're well attended. We get a lot of locals coming, but recently we've had European visitors and people coming up from London. We had a beautiful aurora come out for a group from London recently. It's just this year's just been we've been spoilt for choice.
Excellent. And you are currently in the Discovery Centre. Is it like a little museum or?
It is. So here at the Discovery Centre, we have a dark skies exhibition alongside local history exhibits, but people can also come in and find out what's on and what to see and do in the area.
Awesome. Now then, I'm just going to have a space jumper off with you. What's on your jumper? This is mine.
Oh,
what have you got there?
Oh, I've got a moon. It's
Yeah.
for the Dark Sky Park. Yeah, there we go.
I think yours is better than mine. It's certainly a lot more autistic. Lydia wins the jumper off. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully at Go Stargazing we can help put you on the map a little bit more to our audience. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
Very well. Okay, clear skies and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. I really want to go there. I'm fed up of not being able to see the stars. Honestly, it's depressing here in Manchester. We've had multiple aurora events that I've not been able to see, which is a real shame. So thank you to Lydia and Sam there. Okay, what's happening next?
Go Stargazing Live
Is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use.
Download our free Go Stargazing mobile app
To find out what's that in the sky, where and when to stargaze, and the best telescopes for beginners.
Go Stargazing.
Funky or what? Go Stargazing app, get it on your phone and find out exactly what's happening in your region. It's got really cool interactive maps and radii on it, and you can find out what's happening and get the latest space news. There's so much good stuff on it, and it's free of charge. Right, Cosmo, back in the room. You're back in the room. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. He's wide awake. He just has got his. Have you seen that thing on, the viral videos at the minute with the closed eye filter where you put your camera in front of someone and it makes their eyes look like they're closed, but they're actually open. And you've got people going, why can I see, but my eyes are closed? Good prank. Not as good as a £100,000 scratch card, but I think Cosmo has got that closed eye filter on him at the minute. They are actually open. He's wide awake. It's good to know he's ready and he's wide awake. So, where has Cosmo been this month? The first clue was, I see a little silhouette of a sloth. Number 2, Cosmo has packed his swimming trunks and his skis. He's wearing his sloth smugglers. That's all you're going to get for this one. The last clue will be coming up towards the end of the show. He's packed his swimming trunks and his skis. Where could he be? Let's have a look at some of the comments pouring in. Hiya, Vicky. Hello, David Miller. I've really been enjoying some of your posts. Would you like to drop in the chat room what you've been taking pictures of this week, David? I think it's you anyway. I've got a few Davids on my Facebook. But I'm fairly sure, David, you've been doing some serious astronomy over the past couple of days and lighting up my timeline. Maybe I've made the switch to Blue Sky, by the way. I've jumped ship from Twitter / X. I'm on Blue Sky. You can follow me there as Vicky Video. I think I've been following David there. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Congratulations to all the volunteers at Cairngorms Dark Sky Park for making astronomy accessible to the public and protecting the dark skies for future generations. It's so important because once those skies have lit up, they're gone. They're gone forever. You're never going to get people to turn out the lights. Well, not unless you've got Sam and Lydia on the case. Working so hard to get people to dim the lights, switch them out, switch them off, cover them up. So yes, please drop in the chat room where you're watching from. Where in the solar system would you like to go? It's interactive. Your comments pop up on the screen. So here's what I've been doing this week. What on earth is this? Bet not many people can guess what that is unless you're really into your space. I've decided to take up jigsaws and puzzles. So I'm doing my first ever jigsaw and puzzle. This is a Curiosity Mars rover from the charity shop. How much was it? £4. And that is Curiosity. Well, it's not yet. That is the sky crane that released the rover down onto the surface of Mars. So that is... not every day you assemble a sky crane, is it? That's my first little bit of the puzzle. And hopefully in the next couple of days, it's going to turn into a polystyrene type Mars rover. How good's that? Space puzzles. Wonderful. So what's happening? What is happening? That's what I'm asking myself. But what's happening around the UK this week? And into the coming weeks, there are dozens of space and astronomical events for you to dig into and get involved in and to take the kids to. These are all on the website and our free app. This couple of weeks promises a bounty of astronomical events across the UK. On Friday, November the 15th, the Liverpool Astronomical Society and York Astronomical Society are hosting events. If you fancy a full moon walk, the RSPB Arn is where to go. For a truly unique experience, join the starbathing party with Cairngorms excursions in Scotland. Saturday, November the 16th, it's your chance to visit an incredible observatory, the Astronomy Centre, and also Sherwood Observatory. They're opening their doors to the public. You can immerse yourself in the Royal Institution Public Talk, the art of stargazing, or you can explore or visit the Night Sky Show in Halifax. If you're looking for something a little bit different, you can take a dark sky canoe trip on Coniston Water. That sounds amazing. Or join a magical moonlight coastal walk. Sunday, November the 17th, you can wind down the weekend with more society meetings. The Rugby and District Astronomical Society and North East London Astronomical Society have gatherings planned. You can enjoy a full moon walk in the North York Moors or head to Bruce Observatory for an observing night. And don't miss the winter nights at the Royal Observatory, Edinburgh, or Astro Campus Observing Evening at the University of York. And that's just a fraction of what is going on. There are dozens of events going on around the country. And in fact, I don't know whether, let's have a look. I'm just checking on my phone here off Jed Burbeck. So Altrincham Astronomy Society is 60-year-old this week. They are having a celebration on Saturday the 16th at the Old Hall in Stockport Road, Timperley at 7:30. I can go and see the Frank Sidebottom statue. I love Frank Sidebottom, if you remember him. Timperley famous superstar. I don't know whether you have to get tickets for that. He needed to know how many were coming for the buffet. You only have to say buffet to me and I will be there. So let's have a look at the comments. Must head over to the Cairngorms. We've had cloud cover here for a few weeks. I know, Bob. Hopefully you'll get some clear sky soon. David, just back for an Astro event on the Isle of Coll. Met ex-Scotland rugby captain Rob Wainwright. I hope you look down your telescope, David. I really, really do. And David's watching from Ashby de la Zouche. So, there we go. So, one of the things I would really like to promote is that if your child is into space, it does not have to stop at stargazing. Kids who love space can look forward to opportunities in the rapidly growing UK space sector. And it offers very diverse career paths. I mean, just look at me. I'm co-presenting with a sloth. So, that's how open the space sector is. You can do what you want in it. So the UK government has set a goal to capture 10% of the global space market by 2030. This could create 30,000 new jobs in fields like satellite technology, space exploration, and environmental monitoring. The sector already contributes over £16 billion annually to the UK economy. And with the country's increasing focus on launching satellites and developing spaceports, there's a clear demand for future scientists, engineers, and space-focused developers and space video bloggers wearing jazzy trousers. We've got spaceports popping up all around the country. We've got Spaceport Cornwall, Saxford Spaceport in the Shetland Islands, Sutherland Spaceport, Spaceport Snowdonia, and we have also got, hold tight, David, I'm about to press your button. We've got the National Space Centre in Leicester. Hello, David.
Hello. I'm actually at home at the moment, so I'm not in the Space Centre itself. But if you get the Space Centre back on at some point, it would be absolutely brilliant. You mentioned clangers at the start. We actually have a real clanger at the Space Centre. And so somebody will be able to sign him out of the kind of like little cage that he lives in and be able to actually bring him onto the event. So maybe he could meet.
He'd be very excited to do that. He's gonna be running off to the National Space Centre up the motorway any minute.
So we're based in Leicester. It's a big old bubble building. You may have seen it before. Inside that building, we actually have upright rockets, real rockets. We have also an Apollo 17 moon rock that's in there. But I work for the National Space Academy, which is based there, but we operate across the entire country, and we've been going since 2008.
So you're the general manager of the Space Centre?
No, Academy.
Oh, whoops.
There's a guy called Neil who is the general manager of the Space Centre. He's the one who actually makes the whole operation run. I run so ours is the kind of secondary level national education kind of arm of the whole thing.
Okay, then. So you have got some pretty awesome stuff happening there. Tell us, well, first of all, actually, I'm going to play your little video so people can see what happens there. And then we can chat. Here it comes. Oh, to be 14 again.
Especially in this program, it's absolutely so. What you've been seeing there is actually kind of footage from one of our masterclasses. So what we do is the bread and butter of what we do is we go out into schools and we actually deliver masterclasses in those schools. Some of the things you saw in there was students actually making hydrogen, making oxygen, mixing them together, putting them in a rocket, and then launching the rocket. That's the kind of thing we do there. And in the last academic year, thanks to the National UK Space Agency, they've funded us to do this for free in schools. So if any of you are parents, right, and your kids have not had one of these things, for goodness sake, bang on your head teacher's door and say, there are free masterclasses. For goodness sake, sign up for one.
So this is the National Space Academy, and
Yep.
what schools can get free space classes. Is it a day, a full day?
Full day. We have 32 advanced skills teachers across the entire country. It's great to see your previous guests on, because we were in Inverness doing a space camp just a couple of weeks ago at exactly the same time. We were in Sussex on the south coast. We do space camps, which are 5 days long. In Inverness, people were launching rockets. They were using an inflatable planetarium. We even arranged for them to scuba dive, so they had the zero gravity experience of actually building things underwater and so on. And all of this is absolutely free. We even pay for teacher cover, we pay for travel, we pay for the food. You know, so for goodness sake, if your school has not accessed this, get into it as soon as possible.
Awesome. I'm just flagging up here, just in case anybody makes a spur of the moment purchase. The tickets for the Altrincham 60th birthday are available. The link is there. Thank you very much for that, Wendy. So, careers in the space sector, because you've had multiple careers. Tell us a little bit about your background and how the space sector is for everybody.
The space sector absolutely is for everybody. By training, I was a medical physicist. By my employment, I was a forensic physicist. I'm not going to go into that now, but you can imagine how interesting that was. Then I've worked for the Institute of Physics. I worked for the Space Center. I'm a published novelist, etc., etc. But the whole point of all of this is that anybody can get into the space sector. So I'm gonna put a little link into the chat there, which is a link to a whole bunch of careers videos that we've actually produced, and they're a little bit different now because what we have in there. So yeah, we've got STEM people, you know, science, technology, engineering, maths. We've got an engineer, an astronomer, and a space weather expert, but we also have a space lawyer, a business development person, a space creative director, a journalist, an artist, a doctor, a human resources specialist, and a neuroscientist. These are all words that you can put space in front of and absolutely have a career right now in the Space Center.
Yeah,
space sector, right? Yeah, come and work for the Space Center as well.
I think you can put the word nowadays space in front of any job. Space lollipop crossing person, space traffic. Well, yeah, and there's literally
we tried it with space makeup artist and discovered NASA actually used to employ one of them. So
yes, you can make Tim Peake look glamorous for his appearance. So you've worked with Tim Peake then.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. So it was brilliant. I'm probably going to put another link into the chat as well. So basically, when Tim Peake went up, he had multiple different missions to do, one of which was an education mission. And the National Space Academy, I wasn't there at the time, I must admit. So it was slightly before my time that we did this. But we produced the entire education package that went up with him. So the payload that went up, the very first one, we sent it up on a rocket and the rocket exploded. So unfortunately, that one didn't make it, but a second one did. There was a backup version. And we actually, so my boss at the time, who's a guy called Anu, he now works for the UK Space Agency, he was the mission controller for it. And he was supposed to fly over to Germany to be the mission controller for the education package, but he just adopted his son and had to do it from home. So they sent all this stuff so he could mission control it from home. And so that was absolutely fantastic. So the link that I've put out there is because all of that educational material, all the stuff that you saw Tim Peake do, you can actually do at home. You can access the material that's on that website. You can actually watch Tim Peake doing it, and you can compare it to what you're doing at home.
Excellent stuff. So, you, like me, you seem to have a lot of space memorabilia scattered around your room there.
There it is.
Show and tell us your two best items there then.
Two best items. Right. The first one is freaky because I cannot believe I touch every single time I touch this. I cannot believe I am touching
Ooh, is it dark?
It's a set of solar cells.
Hey!
But why am I so freaked out by this? These were solar cells that powered the Hubble Space Telescope in space.
Yes.
These were up there attached to it for 7 years. And you can probably see, just hold on, other side. You see this little thing here?
I'm going to put
that little hole there.
I'll put you
that. Yeah, right. So you see that little thing there, and there's more of them. There's one down here as well. Sorry, this is all back to front, so I can't do it. Okay, so those little things, they are micrometeorite impact damage. So this is why Hubble's going to die, because every few years we needed to have a mission up there to take all the solar cells off and replace them, because these little impact damage and everything just degrades the power system on Hubble. And now that we don't have the space shuttle anymore, the Hubble will die eventually due to lack of power. Yeah, it's sad. It's still doing fantastic work, but the fact that I'm holding something that was attached to Hubble in space, and this is why I love my job so much. We tend to think that kind of this is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to be able to hold that kind of thing. But we bring it out to kids. We present it to children. The kids can get their hands on it, and it's a whole experience. We are serious space people. Look, I mean, we've even got, this is our logo in space.
Oh, wow.
So that's right there on the International Space Station, because we do a space engineering course with Loughborough College, 16 to 18-year-olds. There's accommodation if anybody else is anywhere else in the country, but as a 16 to 18-year-old who wants to do space engineering, we do that course as well.
And is that a helmet behind you there?
Yeah, I knew you'd go for that one. I mean, who's interested in the globe of Mars when you've got a real Chinese space helmet?
Cool.
Okay, so when you get higher and higher, the pressure drops around you, and then the boiling point of water lowers. So if you're at the top of Everest, you can't make it a decent cup of tea. Once you get up above a certain height, the temperature drops below body temperature. And at that point, you can't just wear an oxygen mask in an aeroplane anymore. You need an entire spacesuit on. And we would need a helmet on top of there as well. So it has multiple different features. Hold on, see if I can... There we go. So it will open up. It's got a little sun visor. So if you're too high and, the sun's getting in your eyes or anything like that, it's got all of the oxygen supply and everything like that to it. And it's even got... so I don't know if you can see it, these metal strips here. These are heaters. So in the back of your car, if you need to get the mist off the screen, it's got all these little wires on it to heat up the screen and get rid of the mist. Because, of course, if you're in one of these, you're breathing out onto it and the whole thing will fog up unless you've got those things in there as well. So, again, everybody, if your kids are in a school and they book one of our masterclasses, one of these things is coming near you.
Nice show and tell, David. They completely trounced my badly made Mars polystyrene model. You've won again. I've had my jumper's been trounced and my model's been trounced, but well done. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm actually going to introduce you to Captain Neil here. He's the boss here at Go Stargazing, and he has got, I think, an event coming up at the Space Centre. So a little bit of networking. Here he comes, our Captain Neil. Hey.
Hi there, Vicky. Hey, David, lovely to meet you.
And you as well. That picture's almost as good as one as I took in Ashby of the latest lot, actually.
Yeah, so that would have been 10th of October, probably. Yeah, it's quite a special show, isn't it?
Hey, so you've got Neil, you're doing something at the Space Centre. Tell us what you're doing.
So I've been invited to help out at one of the Space Late events.
Ooh, wonderful events. Absolutely brilliant events.
So there is one this coming Friday, I know of. That's not the one I've been invited to, but there's a Space Late at the Space Centre on Friday. And I'll be at the one at the 31st of January. I'm coming and helping that one because they're doing a lot about dark skies and stargazing in dark sky locations and things. So I'll be there. So yeah, if anyone would like to come along,
for those For those who don't know, Space Late's, we open the Space Centre late, obviously, and we focus on one particular topic. So we will have a whole evening in the Star Dome, and if we're focusing on, say, Earth observation, we will have a bunch of speeches from Earth observation people and get people in like that. And some of them, we do sleepovers as well.
Okay, David, it's been a pleasure. And just plug the Space Academy again.
Yep.
Space to Learn. Tell us about that one last time.
If you type into Google or anywhere like that, National Space Academy or Space to Learn, you will find us. Show that to your head teachers, to your head of science or something like that, and say, this is real free stuff. And it's absolutely, we've even got people who love reports. There's a report here published today that says that it actually makes a real difference.
Outstanding. Well, good luck with everything, and thank you so much for joining us, David.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye. Hey, Captain Neil, how are you?
Hey, good evening. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm really good. Well, except for thinking I just won £100,000.
Oh, I saw. That's a cruel joke. Cruel joke.
Honestly. And I had to, well, I mean, my friend who did it is actually a magician. So it goes, he's got all sorts of tricks and jokes you can imagine. But I did have a bit of good news today. And as I was doing the scratch card, I thought, has my look changed? Has my look changed? And I spent about maybe 2 minutes just going, and then I looked at the back of it, and so there we go. I'll get him back for that. I'll put something in his drink or something.
Yeah, he certainly deserves it. Yeah,
he certainly does. And we've got a few comments here, so let's have a look. David Miller says, hope to host an Astro event late January in Abernethy. Did I pronounce that right? For Astro newbies. So go and see David there. Scottish Astro School is the Facebook page to follow. Do you know David at all, Neil?
I know of David. Yeah, I don't know him, but I know of him. Absolutely. He was up in the Isle of Cole recently. So what was that? What was the Facebook page?
Oh, there you go. Jot it down.
Scottish Astro School.
Yeah, there we go.
That's exactly the sort of event that I love featuring on our Go Stargazing website. So I shall have a look at that.
Because Neil diligently harvests and collates all of the best astronomical events and gatherings diligently, which you can see on our website and on our app. Neil, it's a labour of love for you. I know that.
It is, but it seems, we're getting about 30, maybe 35,000 visitors a month. So hopefully they're all finding their nearest stargazing events and their nearest observatories and astronomy clubs. So and certainly we feature the Tomintoul and Glenlivet events as well. They look fantastic. They do. What a wonderful part of the world.
Do. They do. You've just come back from somewhere amazing again, haven't you?
Yeah, I was out in Iceland. Yeah, for a second visit. So I went out there with my friend Will, leading an Aurora tour. So we got to show people the Aurora again, which was good luck and fantastic at the same time.
Right. Good stuff. So first of all, Sonia Turkington should have been live in the studio here with me. I've done the housework and everything for her, but she couldn't make it tonight. Love to your mummy, Sonia. Sunshine Sonia. Sonia, do you ever watch the weather? Sonia's photographs are all over the weather. When they show the weather images, she's the girl who gets her pictures on the weather. Sonia, big love to you. Hopefully going to have a live in the studio for our December we're going to have a Christmas special, I think. So, if you could give us a little expenses tab and a free bar, Neil, for the Go Stargazing Christmas party. We'd love that.
Yeah, just hand over your lottery card. That'll pay for it.
Oh my God. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether to rip it up or frame it. Oh, dearie me. Okay.
Christmas special sounds good.
It does. It's always lots of fun, very festive, lots of nice stuff in the skies at Christmas, Orion there, and it's just wonderful. So, Neil, you have got something to show to the class. What would you like to show to us all?
Yeah, so weather aside, the weather's been a bit rubbish, hasn't it? It seems that the UK has been under this constant blanket of cloud for, a month now or something?
Yeah.
So I thought I would just point out a couple of things to look out for over the coming weeks or even the coming months or so. So this is Stellarium, a software program that's free to download, and it allows us to see what's in the night sky at any given time. And this current screen is showing you what the skies were like at 4:30 this afternoon. Okay, and we can see just low to the south horizon, there's Venus So Venus is becoming visible in our evening skies. It's often called the morning star when it's visible in the morning skies, but now it's the evening star. So it'll be shining very, very brightly low towards the southwest over the coming weeks. If I just use the date time picker and just advance days, so that's tomorrow, Friday, we can see as I advance time towards the end of the month, it gets a little bit higher in the sky and therefore a little bit easier to see. But Venus is going to be with us throughout the course of the winter. So whenever you look low towards the west, southwest, then you'll see this bright star, and that'll be the planet Venus. So that's a cool thing to look out for. If I just come back to the current date and time, so this is now looking southwest. Right now, we can see the planet Saturn. Okay, so Saturn's low towards the south at the moment. You can tell it's Saturn because it looks like a star, but it's got a very slight yellowish hue to it. So if you have a pair of binoculars, you can kind of see it as maybe a little bit of an egg shape to it. But really, it really shines and it really becomes visible in a telescope. Even a small telescope will pick up Saturn's rings, which are very much edge on at the moment. So look out for Saturn low in the southwest. We have a bright moon in the sky at the moment, so that's in the southeast at the moment. On Friday evening, that is when there's Friday evening there. So that is when the moon will be full. So it's a beaver full moon, I think the name of it.
Oh, yes. Also known as the frost moon. So I just love the full moon names. They're so beautiful and evocative. So it's frost moon or beaver moon. It's a super moon.
Yep, that's right. So it'll be slightly brighter than normal. So you'd probably want to really look out for it at moonrise. So if I just change the time, so we're at 8 o'clock. So if I just change the time, a really good time to look out for it on Friday night will be around about, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, that's when the moon will be rising. Okay. So about sort of this sort of time on Friday night, that's where it will be. We also have Jupiter very, very bright in the night sky, okay, due east at this time of night. So Jupiter is almost directly opposite the sun, okay, so it's almost in opposition. And when it's in opposition, that's when it's fully illuminated. It's as bright as it gets. And that's the best time to observe Jupiter. And Jupiter's opposition is the 7th of December. So anytime between now and the next few weeks, and even probably the month after that, it's a really good time to see Jupiter. So if you can, find your local observatory or your local stargazing event, and you'll get to have a look at it through a telescope. Even a pair of binoculars will show some of the moons either side of it, tiny points of light. And then zooming in a little bit through a telescope. So I was looking at this at Twice Brood the other night, the observatory up near Hexham, and we could see the horizontal bands of the clouds going across Jupiter's the face of Jupiter, and these 4 moons either side. So that looks, on a good night of good seeing, that looks really quite spectacular, Jupiter. And then finally, whilst we're looking in towards the east of an evening, we also have the planet Mars rising. Okay, so Mars is starting to rise around about now. In a couple of hours, it will get a little bit higher. So this is at 11 o'clock. You will see Mars low towards the east, shining with a very, very distinct red colour. And that's going to be with us through the winter months as well, rising in the east. So yeah, so plenty to look out for. Here's this pattern of stars that you mentioned earlier. Here's the constellation of Orion with the 3 belt stars. And that's home to Orion Nebula, this location here in the sky. That looks cool through a pair of binoculars. A telescope would show a little bit of detail, maybe a little bit of cloud around it like that. And through the telescopes at maybe Twice Brood, it looks really quite spectacular. So that's something to look out for during the winter months as well. There you go. There's a little quick tour of the sky.
Thank you so much, Neil. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to disappear off now. A couple more minutes. Thank you so much, Neil. I'll chat with you at some point in the rest of the week for a little catch up. Still working on the Go Stargazing salute. So I can't remember Go. It was Go Stargazing. Yeah, I've forgotten it now. But yeah, I think we should have a competition for a Go Stargazing salute.
Maybe we should take that one offline and work on it before embarrassing ourselves.
Yes. Neil, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Vicky.
Clear skies, most
Clear
importantly.
skies.
Yeah, bye. Bye. Right, okay. Cosmo's last clue. Where did he go? I'm going to read them all out. So, I see a little silhouette of a sloth. Next clue. Cosmo took his skis and his swimming trunks. And the third clue is, where's it gone on my list? Here we go. Answers, please. Yeah, it's a frozen ocean world, a cosmic ice rink where life might lurk beneath the surface. So where's he been? That's 3 clues. I see a little silhouette of a sloth. Cosmo's packed his swimming trunks and his skis. And it's a frozen ocean world, a cosmic ice rink where life might lurk beneath the surface. So I'll let some. Oh, hello, Discus Salto. I don't recognize your name, but hello from Paris. Bonjour, bonsoir. Thank you. It's very nice to have us international viewers joining us. Thank you so much. Is anybody going to get the answer? Cosmo, let's do a countdown. 10. In fact, I'll play a little something in the interim while people guess. Hopefully somebody's going to get it right tonight. Otherwise, Cosmo is going to be bereft. And that's not very nice, is it?
Go Stargazing Live is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use.
Download our free Go Stargazing mobile app
To find out what's that in the sky, where and when to stargaze, and the best telescopes for beginners.
Go Stargazing.
Did anyone guess where you'd been, Cosmo? I know some of these feeds have got a slight delay on them, but nobody's Cosmo's foxed the audience tonight, haven't you? Right, 3. Going to go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody got it. I think that's the first time ever. So I see a little silhouette of a sloth. Scaramouche, can you do? I'm not going to sing it all, but Galileo. I'm losing my voice. Galileo is your clue there. Now then, next, the answer is actually Europa. Europa is one of Jupiter's 4 largest moons. You just saw it on Neil's slide there. They're known as the Galilean moons because Galileo discovered them. Europa is particularly intriguing to scientists because it's thought to harbour a vast ocean of liquid water beneath the icy surface. Hence, Cosmo's need for swimming trunks and skis. Quite a bit of a package holiday. This is Cosmo. The subsurface ocean is considered to be one of the most promising places in our solar system to potentially find extraterrestrial life. So there we go. We're going to go in a minute. I don't want to go. Very lonely. It takes me ages to set all this up as well. Transform the front lounge into a studio for 1 hour, and now I've got to put it all away. So thank you to everybody who's joined me. Thank you to David from the National Space Academy, to Lydia and Sam. I can see them all in the green room. In fact, that's Mimas, Saturn's moon. Sorry, Discus. Nice of you to join us, but you got the answer wrong. Oh, Denise. It's me, Auntie, somehow distantly related Auntie Denise. I only just managed to connect to my internet. Sorry to have missed most of it. You can watch the rerun. That's the great thing about the internet. The rerun is going to be here for eternity. So just go back and hit the rewatch button and you can watch it again at your leisure and pleasure. So thank you to everybody who's joined us on the show. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with a Crimbo special. So I think I'm going to go now, unless anybody else has got a good night in the chat room. And we're going to go. You can scroll back through the comments to see all the events and all of the links. There's a lot of good information there. Get involved in spacey communities. I can't recommend it highly enough. It improves your life vastly to make starry-eyed new friends. Trust me. Space buddies are the best of all. Right, we're going to go. Oh, Biddy, hi. New names in the chat room. Thank you, Biddy Treadwell. Thank you. Many thanks, Vicky. Thanks, Wendy. Very nice to see the show again. Denise is going to watch it again. as you all can. And Bob Jessamine, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you all on. Old friends and new friends alike. Let's just see. Okay, going to play me good night theme, and 1 or 2 comments might just come in. Good night, stargazers. You've been really amazing. Good night. Good night to you. Love from the Go Stargazing crew. Ah, it's a little bit of a dreamy lullaby theme tune to send you all off to Bobo. Right, Jed Mac, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Catch you all later. Clear skies. Love from me and Cosmo.